I was messing with Ty, trying to make him laugh when we started.
It kind of worked.
It's Saturday morning. Yay. I love
Happy
Saturdays.
Saturday.
Because Saturdays mean I get to paint. And I get to paint Cerberus. And he's so cute. I love this guy. This is from Clay Cyanide. And my eye is twitching like immediately.
Still haven't caught up on sleep, probably.
No. I did get some good sleep last night. I hope you guys have had a wonderful beginning to your weekend. I'm going to be painting Cerberus. Yay. I started him off with like a nice brown underbelly and just a nice little red on the top because his base is all lava. So I thought I'd stay with that kind of red theme. But I don't want him to be like super bright red because then he kind of fights with the lava.
Is the base done? Because you started it on Wednesday.
The base is done. It is ready to go. It's just like it's literally sitting right over there. But it's got clear coat on it. So I don't want to touch it right now.
Oh, gotcha.
Because so rather than clear coating him, like gluing him down and then trying to clear coat everything, I went ahead and clear coated it because it's finished.
Yeah, I imagine you get a more even coat when you separate.
Yeah, usually, like a lot of the times I have spray clear coat, so it doesn't really matter one way or the other because I can get all the nooks and crannies. But with this one, I want the lava to be shiny and the rock to be matte, so I clear coated the rock separately with matte, and then I'm with brush on primer or clear coat, not primer. I did brush on clear coat rather than my spray clear coat. I tend to like the spray clear coat more just because I feel like I've got a really good coating, and I've covered all the little nooks and crannies. Because I mean, if it's going to sit on your shelf, it's not a huge deal, but if you're going to play with it, I have no way of knowing if I'm going to pick it up like this time, and like this time, and like this time. So I just like to make sure that it's completely covered. But yeah, so I'm ready to start painting.
Ooh.
And I still have my beautiful, cheap-ass palette for Halloween. I love it.
Like Cora picked that up at Walmart, right?
Yeah. There was like a set of 8 plates for like 98 cents, so we're going to use them all month long, and Cora's going to buy me more, but I have them all for Halloween this month as well.
Hello, Rock Fan.
Hi, Rock Fan.
And hi, Australian Cryatus.
Oh, that's a fun name. I don't think I'm going to try to say it.
I think that's what you said the last time they were on.
It's a hard name.
It's been a little while, but I remember the name.
But it's a beautiful day out as well. And
yeah.
You guys can all see beautiful sunshine happening. So we're going to paint. Yeah, I'm going to start painting.
I'm going to go get my coffee.
Yay. So my little wheelie around cart that you guys can see right here behind me. Normally I kind of move it up right here to where it's nice and easy for me to use, but the wheel fell off. So it's going to live over there for today. I don't even know when that happened. It's so weird. Looking for a brown. I'm going to go with Monster Brown. I'm going to start on his underbelly. And because I did the clear coat, or not clear coat, I'm done. Oh.
That was fast.
Yep. Because I did the base coat in a nice, pretty brown, really all I'm doing with this brown is giving myself some highlights. This
Rock Fan is going to a birthday party, but I'll pop in. They said he looks like a good boy.
He is a good boy. This one's a good boy. That's an ass. He's a jerk.
You say he's a jerk. Maybe he's just like going to like itch a scratch or something. Scratch an itch.
No, that's Ted. And he's trying to bite his own arm because Bob pissed him off. So
Bob and Ted.
That's Doug in the middle. I know Ty's making a bunch of faces because I have like these favorite names that I just keep reusing all the time.
Yep.
If you remember, my toad was named Ted. And it's some names that I reuse are from really funny like shows that name was used, and so I kind of reuse it because it reminds me of that really funny thing that happened, like Doug, and Steve. Doug is from um, oh, what was the name of that show? The
Avenue 5?
Avenue 5, yes.
You, Doug.
Yeah, exactly it. Doug is from Avenue 5. Just found that absolutely hilarious. And sorry, I'm just remembering the episode. A certain episode anyway. Um, and then Steve is from Minions. Well, technically not Minion. I mean, he is a minion, but it's from Despicable Me.
Which one?
Steve.
No. No, I know why you think that, though. Not one of the minions.
He is one of the minions.
We named a minion that. We've got
We
a minion.
named a minion Steve because there's yes, there is a Steve.
Oh, we were watching Mystery Science Theater, and there was a bunch of people walking through a door in this old black and white funny sci-fi thing that we were all watching. And, you know, if you've seen Mystery Science Theater, you know they're making fun of what people are saying and, you know, making up what they're saying, rather. And all these guys are walking out and shaking some guy's hand. Is like, Steve, 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 Steve. So we had like 4 or 5 minions or whatever and named them all Steve.
I got license plates for the kids' bikes. We put Steve 1, Steve 2, Steve 3, Steve 4, Steve 5.
Yep. It was a really goofy joke that we got a kick out of for a while.
Ted was just because of a campfire story that I wrote. And it was literally like, as I was writing it, that was the first name that popped in my head, so I used it. Popped in my head. Oh, good one, Ty.
I don't know why you need to say things twice to him.
I don't know. So it was just something, like I said, first name that popped in my head, and so I used it, and it was just, it stuck. So Ted's kind of my new fave. So he gets blamed for a lot.
One is that? Is that the one with the little girl?
Scarecrow.
Oh, I need to see when that can be released too.
I still needed to do the audio for that one.
Yes. I got to get you together. I think Cora's going to do some audio for it. I think I'm going to either find some mumbling or do some mumbling myself to be Ted.
Probably just be easier to do it yourself.
Probably, so the timing's good, right?
We did a test run this week with filming oh, I'm sorry, my neck was just like
kinked. The embroidery.
Yeah, I literally just stopped because I'm like, oh, my neck. I had to pop my neck. With the embroidery machine, so I was embroidering some patches, but we were filming it so that we could, you know, do a time-lapse video. And unfortunately, for the most part, it worked, but the embroidery was like 2 hours long because it was a bunch of patches. And that's the beauty of an embroidery machine. It just keeps going. I can walk away. So I was cooking dinner. Wasn't really paying attention. I set everything up, started it up, and walked away. And I can hear the embroidery machine while I'm cooking. So I was just listening for the machine to stop so that I would know, you know, either I had a thread break or, you know, it was finished, right? And I had a thread break, so I went in to check it and realized that the phone I was using to film had fallen over. And I'm like, well, that's going to be an interesting video.
Yeah. That'll be a fun spot.
That'll be a fun spot. So we still need to put that video together, but the idea is that we'll be able to do the same thing, but better with the 3D printer, so that we'll be able to release, time-lapse videos, obviously, because nobody wants to watch that real time.
I think the embroidery is going to be interesting for people to see too, just because of our own behavior. Whenever we start something new that we haven't seen before, it's mesmerizing, and you just kind of stand there and stare at the embroidery machine as it's stitching it out. It's a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah,
it's relaxing.
I honestly,
as loud as it is, that's weird, but it's sort of relaxing.
And I usually wear headphones when I'm in the office and it's running. I'll have my gaming headphones on, which are wireless. So I can, do whatever I need to do. And Ty will walk in. He's like, "Can you hear me?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's nothing playing. I just have them on to deafen the noise." But even like to what you were saying, Ty, like there's half the time where I start something that I've embroidered a million times, like the dice, and I'm just sitting there watching it. Oh shit, I gotta do other things.
Yeah, right. That's usually what it is. Like, okay, I can't just stand here.
Yeah, I was like 3 dice in. I'm like, I gotta move. But anyway, so yeah, the idea is we're gonna be able to start releasing some content on YouTube with our videos, time lapsed, and then people can actually go in and watch their orders, specifically printing, if they felt like it. Trying to stay on the underneath, but you can see it's nice and thin, so it's just adding highlights. That's why I'm going over it, over and over and over in the same spots, is because my paint is very thin, so I'm kind of, the more I go over it, the brighter that one spot will get. But I don't want to hit the red. I probably will at some point. But so far, I'm doing pretty good. And I was absolutely not paying any attention to where I was on camera. Sorry. If I went off screen, I apologize.
I'm not paying that much attention to where you're at either at the moment.
Oh, I hear you clicking, and I looked up to see what you were doing. I have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm
playing.
I'm playing. That's what I'm doing.
Why are you putting it there?
Over my face?
Yes, you're putting it over your face.
It's a good place to put it.
No, it is not.
No, I've been meaning to get an image spot behind me, work on hiding. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff we haven't done with
the new one.
Like just being able to push a button and hide my stuff, show a picture behind me, sort of stuff. Not any of that yet. That's kind of what I'm goofing off with at the moment.
Well, there's plenty of times where like I need to get up and go grab something. How come I don't have a spot where you can hide my camera?
Just don't get up.
Well, I try, but occasionally I forget, because like this is where I paint when I'm streaming. But when I'm not streaming, I'm actually painting in my office so that I can run the embroidery machine and be right by it, sort of thing. It's not like I can't run the embroidery machine when I'm not in there, but it's really nice if I do have like the bobbin runs out or the thread breaks or something. I'm just spinning around dealing with it rather than having to get up and go. Because also the other part of it is when it's switching thread colors or something, because this machine's like 16 needles. So when it switches colors, when I'm in here, a thread break is the machine goes quiet, and the machine switching colors, the machine goes quiet. So I'm like,
you gotta wait and figure out. Do I
Okay,
have to
no,
fix something?
it's going again. Rather than, when you're actually sitting in the room with it, a thread break is silence, but the machine switching colors is and then going again, so it still's making noise, but in there you can hear it.
Yeah.
So anyway, my point is I paint in there as well, so sometimes I leave things like my glue in the other room. Or I leave a certain color that I'm like, I really wanted that color. And I have to tell Ty to go get that color. And I tell him exactly where it is. And then he comes back and he says, I can't find it. And then I go, and I'm like, yeah, it's like 5 feet from where I said it was. How could you not see that? This tiny little bottle, 5 feet difference. It's not that big of a bad. Because I remember putting it down right here. But where it really was right there. So, anywho. Or maybe I want to go make myself a cup of coffee. There's a million reasons why I could get up. So I just think I should have a spot or a coverage for me whenever you want to turn my camera off for 5 minutes.
Think so?
What if I need to blow my nose?
I don't know. Can I figure out how to do mine first? Creepshow says, as the person who's the main focused on, why would you want to leave the center of attention?
I think I just stated like 15 different reasons why. No, it really usually is just a simple fact of I've left something in my other painting spot that I need for this particular paint, and Ty's not going to find it. Like the grass is a perfect example. I told him, it's in this spot right here. And he kept looking. He's like, I can't find it. It's not there. And I walked over and I looked down and went, oh no, it's not there. It's right here hanging on the wall. He was never going to see it. Never. Because why would you look on the wall for grass? But it has a little hanging hook, and I happen to have a push pin, and I'm like, oh, that's a good spot for it, which I know that I sometimes do that, but I didn't think to say it. Next time I will. But no, that's not true. Next time I'll forget again that I sometimes hang it up. My eye is twitching again. I love his little fat belly. It is so flippin' cute. Definitely want to highlight his belly the most. Even though it's underneath. That hot skin sort of look. It's a big old fat belly. How cute that belly is. It's so flippin' cute. I love it. You playing with buttons now?
Yeah, but something, I don't know. There's something I don't get. I'm going to switch scenes to Duel, even though there's nothing but like our setup. Oh, there's like, oh, that's because it's the wrong one. And oh, hey, it does work now. I do that much, but it's not all my scenes are showing on my stream deck. I don't. Oh well, figure it out later. It'll just go on the list.
I need to fix this list.
Yeah, or I need to do this, or
The honeydew list.
I don't understand why. It's like obviously it sees our OBS scene, not showing them all.
Not gonna lie, got no clue.
it's probably boring for everybody, but I think I know how to fix it. I think I take all of my stuff and I put it in a scene of its own, and as long as Jack sees the scene, at least I could do it. But that'll get rid of it everywhere
Gotcha.
with one click.
Because God forbid you must click more than once.
Oh, I don't want to do it for every scene. Have a button for every scene,
No, I know. I'm just being.
and then a button for every scene because you want to do it too. Oh my gosh,
I'm just being silly.
a lot.
Some of these spots are so thin where I want the brown. I grabbed my liner brush.
So, Dawn, something I haven't talked to you about actually is, we've made this switch over to OBS off of Streamlabs OBS. And I got to tell you, it could just be that our internet's been behaving better.
But more likely.
Well, I don't know if it is more likely. I mean, it is possible that it's our internet, but I can tell you that at least anecdotally, YouTube looks better now than it did before. The way it looked before did seem like it was probably internet.
But still.
Yeah.
I noticed something else when I was getting ready to start this. He's got like these gaps on the sides of his head that I think what I have is an eyeball right here and then a smaller eyeball right there.
Oh, so they have 4 eyes.
Each head.
Yeah, each head has 4 eyes.
Yes.
Annually. It's kind of small on this screen. Try and see.
Yeah. I really like this model. I love the alien head rather than like a dog head, which I mean,
Yeah, I like those too.
I like those too for sure. But this is just very different. I'll come back in and make the eyes another color. I'm just highlighting the under, like what do you call it?
The lid?
Not, well, yeah, I guess it's the lid. Thinking of the different word, but I can't think of the word. It's probably the wrong word anyway, but
Above or below the eye?
directly above the eyeball.
Brow?
The brow, that's the word I was looking for. I am sleep deprived for sure. I actually crashed the other day. Like, we ate dinner around 7:30 and I fell asleep on the couch after that. And it doesn't take me long to eat, so it's probably 8 o'clock and I was sleeping. And I think around 9 o'clock, 9:10, something like that, I left the couch and went to bed, and I was out. I like the little spikes on his back. They're like super useful to hold. Literally,
stomach's
just,
looking good.
that's what I was just about to say. I'm like literally just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I know it seems like I'm just doing the same thing. I am, but it's because my paint is super thin.
Just thought of something.
You did, like a first.
I'm guessing since I didn't have to think about it before, now that you've already taken care of it, but the dog got a television show he's watching.
He does have a television
Okay.
show, but I think he's actually in the living room at the moment.
Wow, being quiet. He's being good. He's not crying.
Yeah. I opened up the bedroom door and I turned his show on, and he was not in there. I think he's in his little cubby that he likes to hide.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an L-shaped couch, and then we have a little
Sorry, I'll get the volume right. I'll fix this. Go ahead.
We have this little coffee table in the center of in a portion of the L, and he likes to lay between the couch and the coffee table, and he just kind of hides in there.
I'm gonna go peek where he's at because I'm really curious.
So tired of this call. Do wish we could find something that wasn't so electronic. It's nice to have music.
Too loud?
A little for me, but I don't know if it's too loud for anybody else.
Don't think I can go any lower than what I just did there.
That's
it
fine.
Going away. Yeah, he's in his other new favorite spot to hide and or whatever. He likes to sleep on Cora's Spider-Man rug.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which I noticed
part
this.
of it too.
I noticed this morning we had a rubber duck on top of our TV.
Mm-hmm.
Or I must have put it up there. I'm pretty sure Cora had to do it because I actually had to kind of like jump up and pop it. I couldn't really grab a hold of it. Something.
About sir?
Oh no, the rubber duck.
Oh.
So I actually moved the rubber duck into their room and hid it in there. The yellow one on top of the TV, a pink one in the bathroom, and a green one in my office. So, or is back on the hide the ducks mode. I think we might almost be there. The brown. Yeah, I love that laugh. The other laugh, not so much. The other laugh is a little too silly for me.
This one's called Big Bad Orc.
That's awesome. I want his gums to be not gums, it's that stretchy that animals have. Like their mouth goes really far back, so they have the gums sort of thing in here, but it's not really gums.
No, it's like more like their cheek.
Yeah. But it's not a cheek like this. I think I might just do the eyes in a shiny black. It's funny because like he sits like this on his base, so you kind of lose all of that work that I just did. But I know it. So. But he also, you know, he sits up this, so you'll still see that side. Speaking of, I'm going to go the slider one just a little bit more. I like that fat belly. Tiny bit. Rars. My brush. Favorite.
Which one was it? It's German.
The German red brown. It's such a fun red. Oh, we're behind the...
Yeah, it was too far away. Alpha.
In this, you really aren't going to see much of anything that I'm doing. It's a slightly darker color than what's already on here. So it's just going to add a little bit of depth, but not really. It's hard for you guys to see what it is because like I can barely see where I've painted and not painted.
I'm researching other stuff. Working.
Yeah. You want to talk about what you're researching?
It's not that interesting. It's this music I'm trying to.
Oh, I thought you were.
Because I haven't looked, but I think like last time we tried it. I don't remember when we tried it. Last Saturday,
I believe. Yeah.
And I haven't looked, but I imagine I haven't got something right in my description, and probably it's saying the whole monetization stuff goes to. I've got something wrong where it's going to probably be saying that, hey, this doesn't belong to you, which is fine. We don't get money from YouTube anyway. But I want to figure out how to do it right on reading their license stuff, figuring out what I have to put where. License is a lot of fun.
They are super, super interesting.
Sure, lawyers are interested.
I didn't go to law school.
Don't let them see you.
Gotta let go of his tail now so I can paint.
Don't let them see you. Don't turn around.
I mean, it'd be nice too if we could find something that was a little more us.
Don't let them see you.
Yeah. That's the other research I should do, is like looking. I mean, the other one wasn't too bad. It had some
Don't let them see you.
good chill stuff for the background. And I don't remember what the problem there.
Don't turn around.
Working right in the stream, maybe?
I don't remember.
That wouldn't surprise me. Seemed like every time I work on music, we're already in the stream. So it's always a test stream whenever I do that. Oh, I remember what it is. It's I do remember what it was.
Don't let them see you.
It's their licensing.
Hmm.
So it's fine on Twitch. You just play it. But all of the you get flagged on all of the YouTube videos from it.
Ah,
Don't let them see you.
So like I said, we don't make money on YouTube. It's not right now. So that doesn't matter a whole lot. It's just I like to do things right, you know.
yeah.
What do you know about all the filth that's going on here, huh?
Shake this red pretty good. I don't know if they can even tell I was crossing my eyes because my glasses with the shine on them. Let's see. Oh, wondering.
What do you know about all
That's
the
a
filth
little
that's going on here, huh?
It's essentially you have to pay for the license on the other one. Care if it was like $1 a month. Gonna do it.
Yeah.
What do you know about all the filth that's going on here, huh?
My intention is to make it look like these are all underneath the skin. The skulls. So basically what I'm going to attempt to do is make the skin look tighter
What do you know about all the filth that's going on here, huh?
and thinner. I don't know if I'll pull it off or not. That's my attempt. So basically I'm going to just keep going brighter and brighter on them until it does the look I want. And we'll see if it works. The thing is, if it doesn't work, I can just repaint them.
Yeah, it looks like that other one's 10. I don't know. Other stuff I like to spend $10 a month.
Right?
Let's see. Plus the Stream Tunes thing is like new, right? So they could add stuff at more appropriate for us.
Yeah.
Their library's not very big, so obviously they've got 9 different groups. Each group doesn't have a lot in it, I've seen. They're going to compete with like Soundstripe. Got tons of stuff from, you know.
I mean, this one's not bad. But it's still a little bit too electronic for me. paying so much attention to what I'm doing that I'm forgetting that there's a camera over here.
Getting into it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I'm going for a very certain thing that I want to happen. And I don't always, well, I very rarely do that. I usually just, let's see what happens if I do this. So when I'm going for a very certain look, I get kind of intent on what I'm doing. Hey, do we know what we're talking about tomorrow?
No. Let me think about it. Or if you think of something. Blair.
Trying to be careful to highlight while still not going really thick with the paint. Because all these little skulls have eyes and noses and those holes, and I don't want to fill them with paint at all. I'm going up the spikes too because I'm trying to give that feeling of that stretched skin, and the spikes would have that stretched skin over it too. So I'm hoping that kind of helps it read as I'm trying to do it.
What did I call it? Nightmare on Elm Street effect?
Yes, that's what it was.
Face is pushing through the wall. Oh, man. No, I haven't even thought about what we're going to talk about tomorrow yet because
Week screamed by.
the
for
week
me.
screamed by. I've got stuff I need to get done for Patreon yet, and all of my extra time the last 2 days I spent on researching one of the possible games we use for skinning the. Incidentally, it's one that, because of my own misunderstanding, I'd said it wasn't going to happen. I'm not going to use this game. And now that I'm going through the game, I'm like, this might be a front runner, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's also one of those things where we've got 2 conventions at the end of this month as well, that we're trying to make sure we're ready for those too. Which I absolutely don't feel ready for.
No, don't either. Especially for laser edge stuff.
Well, not only that, but we're splitting up because they're on the same weekend. So, like, we have to split inventory, but we also have to figure out totes because we have enough totes to take the one. So we've got to figure out, inventory and storage that needs to be split.
It's a bunch of stuff.
It is. Ty's probably going to end up taking the majority of the stuff because he's got a bigger booth size than I do.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
All right here at the end of the month.
Yeah, but then we have one more convention to look forward to after that, Midwest Game Fest,
Yep.
which is a lot of fun.
I do love that one. It's so relaxed. Like some water in my brush. Um, it's just one of those places where you just chill and hang out and game and visit and everything else. It's just a really nice environment.
It's been our last con of the year for like 5 years or 6 years or something now.
It's been a while.
Obviously interrupted by the pandemic, but other than that.
When I'm wiping with my finger, I'm just kind of blending the edges a little bit better. I don't really want harsh lines. I like the wolfed one. That was kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Nope.
Yeah, the other thing I'm stressing out about is that I haven't released this month's newsletter for our subscribers yet because we are spotlighting them. Our first
Oh,
our first content we released was actually for placement advisors, was Campfire Story spotlighting Gareth. And then in the newsletter every month has a Campfire Story that's going to be spotlighting Golden Ghosty. So I've got to get that one done.
yeah.
I have some interesting ideas for the articles that we're going to have for the excerpt from the Longshore Courier. Every month we also have a excerpt from our newspaper for things that are going on in Longshore, which I think is going to be a lot of fun when we do finish the gaming part of it, because you're going to be able to use these newspaper articles as content for your games too.
Yeah. I mean, I can see a lot of these being, the start of campaigns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. We could do that. I don't want to develop too much while we're sitting here, I guess, but like lots of games will use the quest board or whatever, right? Well, people just use a newspaper and they use the classifieds to find their quests.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, realistically, did you look and see when the Scarecrow can be released?
I did. Next month.
Next month. I'm still going to talk about it a little bit, but that one is like a really great example of a quest line could be pulled from that really easily. My paintbrush just literally came out of my hand.
That's how I'm hoping we can stylize a lot of the quest giving, especially out on the road. You can't fire up with somebody and you're telling each other stories. Right? So, see Campfire Stories being a way of piquing a party's interest of, well, that's not far from here. We can go look at that,
Yeah. I really do feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh,
You got a drink? You want a cough drop or something?
I just want my nose to stop. Okay, I don't know what the hell's going on with my nose. All right, now the scary part. This is going to either make it look awesome or it's going to ruin the look we've got going so far. Now I'm going to bring in the white to really like push it through. Yeah. It's not technically white. It's actually skeleton bone. It's not in focus, but you can still. And I'm gonna really thin this down too. I have a little section of my palette that has cleaner water. So I'm using that instead of that darker water that I've been washing my brush in. It's like really super thin. Like,
Wow.
thin.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. But that's what I want it to do, is just go over super thin like this so that you see the red popping through, and then you still see that, like, that's a really tight, you know, it's a Cassandra look. The last human.
You have 60 seconds. Choose wisely.
Definitely not the right brush for this one.
I don't know if anybody that's watching has ever played the Fate RPG system. That's the one I've been researching, sort of alluding to. I haven't ever played it, but heard about it, obviously, a little. They do have open line. Hello, Sawdust. Hello, Heart Attack. How are you doing this fine weekend? Yeah, I don't know if anybody's ever played the Fate RPG system. Holler at us, even right here on stream. Let us know what you think about it. I'm digging what I'm reading so far, but you know, we play. I'm thinking that we'll put together like a small game that maybe has nothing to do with the playing, just to try the system out and see if it's something we pull up. One of the things I liked about it, I was kind of telling you about last night at bedtime, was they have a system toolkit which helps you, kind of guides you through hacking system. You need it.
Yeah.
Sawdust Dragon says, I'm in for just a bit. I'm at lunch. Otherwise, it's live from Boston. Oh, in Boston. Hey.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
And enjoy your lunch.
Don't forget to eat, young man.
Don't forget to not shake the table, old man.
You're not doing eyeballs.
Dude.
You didn't say eyeballs.
I'm gonna eyeball you.
Talk about some. Oh, we have to figure out when we're gonna start the new show. No, we got to get some work done to sort of be set up and doing it every Saturday, right? But figure out what we need to get done and when we want to start. And we're looking forward to trying that new.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that this morning because Epic put out an update It reminded me of like, it'd be really fun to go ahead and start sharing these. I think what I'm going to have to do to make this look right is make these a lot brighter than I intended with this color, and then come back over them with a red tone to bring them back into the red frame.
Light as a feather.
So we're going to try that.
Light as a feather. Stiff as a board.
Said Epic Miniatures just did a release or a preview or something, or
Yeah, on Patreon they posted some new,
Stiff as a board.
some coming soon. I didn't even really get to look at it yet.
that's yes. Do you have to be logged in to see what you're talking about, or
Yeah, I think so.
oh no, it doesn't actually look like I'm looking at an owl now.
Yes, that was it. The little owlbear.
Okay, I am good.
I see something.
August, October.
What's that over there?
Yeah, that's what's coming in October.
It's coming for me.
You share a little bit of that then, because I haven't even looked at it. It's going to be new for me too.
Well, like I said, I saw the email and I saw the owlbear and I didn't scroll anywhere past that. I haven't actually looked at it.
Okay, let's do this then. This is going to be fun. We're it's not really our pregame show yet, but we're gonna talk a little bit about what's coming from one of our modelers anyway. Pretty good.
Yes.
I can make that without blowing it off of this. Not too bad. So this is the owlbear that Dawn and I were just talking about. Hatchling.
Yeah.
Just popping out of there. This is what we got coming next month.
Yeah, usually whenever he releases his files, it's about it's usually like the third or fourth day of the month is when he'll like files are available for download.
That's fun. So yeah, it says it's going to be Forest of Wonders for October. Oh, look at that one, Dawn.
He's so cute. I am definitely painting that. Look at those eyeballs.
Those are give me candy eyeballs.
Yes.
But I need it. Another one of the owlbear. Another.
Yeah, usually
do,
whenever
like,
he's pretty good about that, of like, especially the smaller models, what he'll do is 3 poses for each smaller one. Sometimes we get like 4 or 5.
This one's got 4. A little baby
Oh my
crawling.
god, that's flippin' adorable. I'm losing it on the cuteness here, guys. I'm losing it. That is like unbearable.
Holler at me. You know what? I am going to catch up. We'll go back to this, but I want to catch up
'Cause
and let
we
everybody
can't
see.
do the split screen on this. Can't.
On this, I mean, I can maybe work that out in the next couple of minutes. I don't know how it's going to look, but we can try it.
You want to try that? And
Yeah.
it's where they can see what I'm doing and we can scroll through.
Yeah, it's like those skulls popping through his skin are starting to look really cool. I don't want people to miss that.
Especially considering I'm adjusting my idea of how to do it. I was trying to keep it really thin, and I found that was not giving me the right look. So I'm actually going kind of heavier on just dry brushing it instead. And my intent after that is to use my red tone to bring it back down into the red family instead of white. So now I'm just kind of building up that color, and I'm going to go into my straight up matte white now.
Sawdust Dragon dropped I'll show you. In Discord and general geekiness, Sawdust Dragon has dropped a backstage pic
That is
from Boston.
that's a clusterfuck. Is what it is.
It looks fun as hell to me.
Oh, I would hate to set that up. That would be a nightmare.
I think it looks awesome.
There's so many cords. So many cords every which way.
Oh.
Because I was kind of thinking of like, you know, our split screen from when we're world building, that kind of idea.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to put it. It's got to size it in. Uh-oh.
Stole it, bitch.
Sneezy. Sneezy mix.
Did you say sneezy McSqueezy?
Yeah, whatever.
That's what it sounded like you
No,
said.
it's what I said.
Weird, man.
All right, this is a bit to juggle. Trying to figure this out.
I don't want to hit these that are kind of like being squished back down with the white. With the white, I'm just trying to hit the really bright spots. Let's do. I hit his teeth while I got the white.
Oh, excuse me.
You yawning?
No, I was belching.
Ah. I have been putting my phone over here where I could actually see what I was doing. And part of my issue, my phone is not living right there by me. Oh, sorry. See, this is one of the reasons that I need to have my phone over there because I didn't even see the chat. So it's actually a Cerberus. But he's got like these alien heads. He's really freaking cool.
This is sweet.
Rars. He got a big old fat belly too. Okay. Bye-bye.
It's so hard to see on this little one. I don't know if I'm going to have this right. But we shall see.
Julio.
I'm going to sit out here real quick and see what I pulled off, if anything. Hey, that doesn't look too bad. Make good guesses.
That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to use this red tone, and it's a wash. And I'm going to put that over all of those white areas, and it should bring it all back down where now it should do the effect. We'll see.
Thought it says getting fat belly from so many adventures.
Exactly. I love it. Not my.
I'm gonna grab a thing of coffee.
One of the things I love about these cheap plastic ones is after the paint dries, I can usually grab it with my tweezers and clear it out. Which most of the time I just put more paint on top, but some of the times these washes will kind of reactivate another paint. So try not to do that with the washes. Especially like this one that I just cleaned out. That was actually another wash. So it definitely would have done it. I love you. No, guys, that's not weird because that's my brother. Yeah, I like that.
All right, started my next brew, if you will.
Leo. I grab down here on his thumbs. I just tested it right there really lightly. I like it, so.
I know I missed part of this, but black wash,
No, red wash.
red wash.
And it's a deep red. So getting it in all the little eyeball sockets and all that kind of stuff is going to look awesome. But you see how it brings all of those whites back into the red family.
This is another one. So it looks pretty good on camera, but it looks a crazy good job in live, in person rather.
Yeah. It is what it is.
All right, I'm gonna split screen us for a little bit and talk some more about the
Yeah, I think that's
epic
great.
miniatures for October.
Basically what I'm going to do is everywhere there's red, I'm going to put this wash.
All right, so I think that what we're about to see is Fey Elf Autumn. I don't know if you'd looked at that one or only the owlbear, you said, right?
I literally saw the owlbear, and I didn't even scroll, so I saw nothing.
Cool.
Well, I like I like the leaves for the dress. That looks really good.
I already so we talked to them about this. Our pictures were trying not to show this die in here, I think, right? Because that is not right.
I've removed the dice.
That's not. I think they got dimensions from a tiny die, maybe, or something. Because this is a medium creature.
Yeah.
And that die only comes up to their knee. That is not right. That should be up like halfway through their body for a regular die.
He said that it was a standard dice and it was the right dimensions. But I disagree with him. And I'm removing those dice from the renders when I put it on our Etsy. Because that is not an accurate dice depiction. That word is absolutely not right.
It's not a good depiction.
Yeah, I didn't say it right. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
But that being said, yeah, that makes it that. I mean, we've got dice sitting right here.
Oh, it made me.
Actually, your dice are larger than normal, so
Mine are a little larger. Those are my
yeah.
my death bells.
These are the death bells, but I mean the way
That would probably stand up to her, around the chest or
yeah, I
something
mean
like that.
this is a large creature. No, I mean this is actually like a 50 mil base character. So
Oh, I see.
she sits on a 50 mil base. So you can see this dice is actually fairly large, but still, I mean, it's coming up to her hand,
Yeah.
and the way that's depicted is, a very small dice.
Right.
So that, and also he sculpts in 28 millimeter scale. So his models are even smaller than what she would be.
Yeah.
So it's not accurate for what we printed at. So I just remove them.
But complaining aside,
Oh yeah, I'm not really even complaining. It's
this model's great. You see the face has got tattoo or paint or something. And you might have a hard
No,
time
I
seeing
can't
it
see
there.
that.
I don't think I can make it any bigger, really.
I mean, you can take it full screen for a minute if you want.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. You can see it a little better there. See on the face right there.
Yeah, like under here.
Yeah, right at the cheek. It's got like a swirl.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Now you can see my cursor. I didn't understand why. It's because I didn't give it any focus.
Yeah.
And the other thing I like is that the clothes, you see the skirt and
Yeah,
the
that's what I was saying.
boots.
Was like I love the leaves.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's those details, you know.
Yeah, even the feathers in the
Yeah.
pretty detailed.
And I mean, I don't really want to sound like I'm complaining because I'm not. I mean, his models, I don't care about the renders as much as I care about the way the models print out are super, they constantly are good prints. He is a really good modeler. He comes up with these really dynamic poses. I mean, just that right there of, because of the way her back is arching, it shows that movement forward. It shows, you know, you can see her feet are stepping,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
looks pretty.
continuing that movement through her arms, through her back, through her hair and everything. He really comes up with these fluid things every year, every year, every month.
That's
Sorry.
nice. The pike,
Yeah,
a little
that's
terrifying.
fun.
Oh, here's another one. Were owl.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is really cool. Looks very
That was-
what's the cartoon creator you like? Miyazaki?
Yeah, that looks really good. I gotta blow on this to kind of blow away some of the splotchy areas. I don't know why you went onto my screen. You can't
I don't
see it.
either now. All right, let's see what the next pose for this were owl is. And that thing is really cool. I'm sorry. I'm mesmerized at the
I
moment.
know, right? That thing is gorgeous. Oh, I love that. It's got a crescent moon for its
For the blade.
staff. I love that.
Like the stance is really great. Oh, look at that detail in the handle too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not even going to complain about their render because of the fact that the detail that he's got in that handle, that's going to print. You're going to see it on his print.
And then his
Yeah. I love it. That thing looks awesome.
oh, there's a alternate to that weapon pose. That is slick. So your base is this log, right?
Yeah.
I guess we usually, hopefully I'm not
Well-
speaking out of turn, we usually send like a plain base along with something like this.
Yes, with his, what he'll do is sometimes he'll have a decorative base. Most of the time he has a plain base that goes with it, but he'll have things like this where it's got the log. So the owl's actually going to print attached to the log. If I'm guessing, because that's kind of what he normally does. So the owl will be attached to the log, and then I'll also send a regular. Let's see, this is a large, so this one will get a 51 mil base with it, but it'll just be a plain base.
It just makes it handy for it to stand well,
Yeah, I mean
take up the space.
Yeah, well, and also it makes it take up the right
The right
space on the
size.
map. Yeah, is really what that extra base is for, because the way he balances his models, they stand up on their own. I've never had an issue with it. Ah! Grabbed the tail and he went flying.
Because I need to go get my drink real quick. Looks like next we're going to be talking about snapping plant.
Ooh.
You know what it looks like yet?
Yep. So that was the right way to go about that. Because, oh, my stupid nose. Oh. Because now that brought those all into that red tone. And they do look like they're coming out of his flesh now.
See, that's why this is going to be a fun show. This little practice session is definitely showing me that because it's almost like, no, we don't have the models yet, but it's still like you're unwrapping something.
Right. It feels
You're
like
getting
it's
excited about, whoa, that's coming next month, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So he is actually really close to done.
That is pretty slick. Well, that gloss is picking up pretty well on the camera, too.
Yeah, well, it won't stay this shiny. I'll end up doing him in a matte to kind of bring him. I don't want him shiny. He should have like a leathery skin, which is not shiny.
Oh.
But I'm looking for my black that I can do because I want to do. Oh, there it is. I want to do his eyeballs.
You want me to wait on showing the next creature then?
No, I think you could go on because basically he's got the two eyes on both sides, and I'm just gonna do them all black. Because I like that black look on eyeballs. You know what? I think I'm gonna do his tongue black too.
Ooh. Ooh. We
Hey.
keeping this one?
No, it's going on Etsy. Although we did just we have the mystery boxes on our Etsy page, and when I have a model available and someone picks a mystery box and I'm like, I have that model painted and it's the right size, I like to occasionally do that. And somebody in our Discord
I was just going to mention that.
just got one that was painted, and they were super excited by it, and I was super happy they were excited by it.
Oh, it was fun too that Rock Fan was on there saying, "Oh, I saw this one painted."
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, here we go. Snapping plant. What is this guy gonna look?
Oh,
look
that's
at that.
awesome. I love all the little bubbles,
Yeah.
and you can see the little buds down at the bottom too.
These
Yeah, so like it's got more than one head, you know. That's awesome.
babies. Little babies coming off of there to chew you up. This is a large one as well.
Yeah. That's another thing about his renders I do actually quite appreciate is he's got it very clearly marked what the size of the monster is.
That's two of them in this one print. Oh, that's cool.
they're like twisting around each other. That's
And they have the little buds too.
gorgeous. And what is that thing in the center? Almost looks like an egg,
Yeah, maybe.
you know?
Another one's flowering right there or something, maybe.
Yeah, that's really good looking.
But if two isn't enough, next one gives you three.
Okay, the bubble right there in the center,
Uh-huh.
that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
This is making those bubble sort of sections is making me want to print it in that clear green resin
Oh,
and then leave those bubbles really kind of that clear color.
yeah. Translucent.
Yes. Like this. Oh, I'm off camera, sorry. This translucent green.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, sorry, Mike.
The other ones have these thorns. Didn't notice it. That one does not.
I missed it, the
That
thorn
one
that you're
doesn't.
referring
I'm going to show
to.
you in just a second. I'm just checking these. They don't have this thorns that this one does. Look at this.
No, they don't. That's cool.
That's mean looking. That it kind of looks like it can move too, Dawn. Look at this. Got legs.
Yep.
You probably have it. Probably does like a thorn whip or something like that with these. This is your boss guy here.
That's freaking awesome.
That's awesome. All right, Minotaur Adventurer.
I don't.
I don't even know what to say. That is just the belt buckle. Just look at the belt buckle. The detail in the axes. See these heads here, Dawn?
Like, I'm actually stuck on his skirt.
Oh, let me make that full screen. Yeah.
Because you see the little pieces that are dropping down?
Yes, these.
Those are going to be so much fun to paint because, like, I can see all the paint scheme right in my head already. Like, all of those little pieces coming down are leather, and then those are shiny silver at the bottom, and yeah, all the muscle tone.
They're not the
too
same
is
axes.
Really well done.
I think anyway. Oh
Yeah,
no, it is.
It is.
Yeah, I saw it back here in this angle. I thought that might be a smaller piece.
Oh, it looks really good. Right, I'm doing tongue now.
That is awesome. Got a little bit of a wow look to the stab too.
I like that staff. He's just stepping on a rock.
And his dagger, I mean, there's even like an X chipped in dagger, like defensive marks or something.
Yeah. See, when I see things like that on the dagger, it makes me want to paint it to look like stone.
Yeah. Like a flint dagger.
Mm-hmm.
There's that animated, that sense of movement like you were talking about earlier. He looks like he is charging. Big, scary, spiked club.
Man, that thing looks a beast. I love all the texture he puts into things like that. Like, just look at the end of the mace looking thing. You can see that it's wood. It's got a wood texture right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I said, those things print. Oh, thank you for the follow.
P.T. Lowry, thank you for following. Appreciate having you around.
We're geeking out over
Next month's Epic
next
Miniatures.
month's stuff coming up.
Yeah, here's the fun part with Epic, because you kind of mentioned this earlier. We get a lot. Every month we get a lot from Epic.
Yes. Every month we get 2 releases, and this is just one of the releases.
This is saying is revealing 16 of about 80.
80. And that's accurate. So every month we get 2 releases.
It's a lot to list.
And 1 throwback. So technically, if we've had them for a while now, so we may not get something new every month or 3 new ones every month, but you get 3 releases every month. The really cool thing is, yeah, like I said, every month, and you can find them on Patreon. Time if you want to put a link into their Patreon.
Or Epic's Patreon.
Okay, for Epic's Patreon, because they are really, like, they're super awesome. Oh,
yeah, I was waiting for you to finish. We were just talking about Paw Paw.
Yeah, we were just talking about how you got one of the ones that I painted on stream
from your mystery box.
Fingernails. That's what I was doing.
Stuff.
Yeah, no, they really.
You said share their
Patreon. Yep. Just because, like, for the money you spend, man, it's a really freaking great value. For sure.
That's the end of that.
Oh, we are at the end already?
For what they're sharing right now, yeah.
Okay. Lord of the Print put out like 1 picture. I think Ghosty even shared it in our Discord already. But I don't think we've got any other previews at the moment.
I'll check for, who'd you say? Lord of the Print?
Lord of the Print. He's on Tribes. Or we're on Tribes for him, not Patreon.
All right, I shared that, so folks on YouTube and should be able to.
A little puddle happening here. We are super close to done with this guy, too. Trying to find a place I can hold on to him to get his toenails.
Uh-oh. Okay, so I think Lord of the is not. I'm not logged in on the browser.
I know, that's what I was saying, but I was saying that I think Ghosty shared it in Discord. You could potentially... Oh, that's... I
3D print.
made a mess on his foot, yes. I just saw where I made a mess, and now I've lost it. Oh, I see it, I see it. Nope, I'm out of brown. Leather brown.
I'm gonna have to like add things on the fly here because you're making it hard.
No, don't worry about it. No, I'm not talking to you, Ty. I can't read the name.
Oh, SKD52. Greetings, finally made it, and you're almost done. Shame on me.
No shame on you. No, no,
Not
no.
at
no.
all. We
Thank
love
you
having you
for-
guys come hang out.
Yes, thank you for popping on.
Oh, did you see Papa or PT Lowry said, oh man, I love some of those ships for Spelljammer game. Which ships?
Don't know, lost it. I have no idea what ships.
Spelljammer. What was I?
Oh, in the link that was posted.
Oh, I got
Epic
you.
Miniatures has some massive, amazing ships that I haven't even thought about printing yet.
Are they so big I'm gonna have to do them?
Well, that's just it. It's like some of the pieces, because of the way that they would have to be assembled. I'd rather print it in one, which means yes, you, not me. Which by that would, he does all the filament printing, I do all the resin printing. Kind of cleaning up some of these spots where my red kind of bled into areas it shouldn't be.
Okay. I might pull this off. It's gonna be a pretty good big picture.
Oh, okay. That's Steven.
Oh, which one is the SKD?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, I got you. Hello, Steven.
That's Tyler.
Hello.
Yes, so
Super. Especially the new line of D&D mini.
well, and sometimes you'll end up with a lot of the pieces that are supposed to be 3D printed and then slotted in. Well, I'll find that a lot of those slots aren't quite right. So, having, one or two pieces that have to slot together is not that big of a deal. But when you have something like one of those ships where it's, 20, 30, 40 pieces that have to be slotted together and they don't line up, you get one side all lined up and then you get one side all lined up and then those don't butt up against each other. You're like, okay.
SKD52 says, question that may or may not pertain. When would you use a wash? Would you use it on this project?
I did actually use a wash on this project.
Red was?
That's what that deep red tone was. So what I did was I painted all of these skulls. I kept going brighter and brighter on the skulls to get them almost to like a white. And then I took a red wash over the top of them to push it back all into the red color family so that it looks like the skulls are pushing through his skin rather than just being sitting on top of him. Most of the time, I use washes for doing that sort of thing of bringing everything back into the same color family, or to get into the crevices so that I have some really nice deep shadows in the skin tones and things like that. Like, got one over here. So I have like this flesh wash that would actually look really good done on his tummy. It's the right skin tone or the right tone to kind of bring all of this into the same family. But I kind of like the way his belly looks, so I'm not going to use it. A lot of times, if I wasn't quite happy with the way it was blending, a wash can bring everything kind of back into that same color family. The best way to explain it. But you'll see a lot of, like when I first started, I would do my base coat over the whole thing. Then I would do my wash to make all my shadows, in the crevices. And then I would do my highlights. And the more I paint, the more I realize that doing those steps over and over and over again gives me way more depth to the colors and everything else that's happening. So I will, do my base coat, then I'll do a wash, then I'll do my highlights, and then I'll do another wash on top of that, and then I'll do more highlights on top of that. Because doing thinner coats of paint and doing more coats gives you a wider range of colors happening that you may not see all the time, but when something turns just the right way, you're like, oh wow, I didn't even notice that. It's that sort of thing and feeling to it. Like this one over here. So I painted all of these parts in a really, really dark green. And then what I did was I dry brushed the metallic green over the top. But I was really careful because it looks like it's all dented in. It just physically it's dented in. You can feel it. So what I did was I dry brushed over the top of it with the green multiple different times, and hit the first time I was pushing my brush pretty hard down. And every time after that, I would go lighter and lighter touch so that I would leave these dented areas, this darker color, so that I end up with really highlighting all of those dents by leaving them dark. Bringing it out. So, it's fine. I was rephrasing.
E.T. Lowry agrees. The ship's one little oopsie, and the whole ship turns out to look like a shoebox instead.
Yeah.
And then with regards to what you were just saying, that makes a lot of sense. Let the wash handle the shadows and worry about the highlights and slowly build up all the colors.
Yes. Yeah. So, that was one of the things that we really did on this guy was we just built up color on top of color on top of color. Because if you think about it, like the way I was doing, let me get something I can point with. The way I was doing it was like all of this area, over here. I'm going to knock everything out of the way.
Knock those spell effects over.
All of this area was done in the same tone or the same color. And then I literally was going over this spot right here over and over with that same color. But because it's getting thicker and thicker and thicker, you can see the highlight better and better. And what I was doing is the first time I would take it and go, a splotch that covers this whole thing, right? Well, the next time I go over, I'm going to use different colors so you can see it better. The next time I go over, I'm going over this area. And then the next time I go over, get a different color. I'm going over. That doesn't show at all.
I was gonna say, at least I'm colorblind. I don't see it.
No, I just blended. The next time I go over that same spot, I'm going over this area. To where the final spot that I go over has got, 6 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers, however many layers you do. This very top line has, 3 layers, 4 layers of that color. So it's really strong color right there. And then it just naturally fades down into the darker area. So just building your color up to that line brings to where you end up with this really bright spot right here.
Papa or PT Lowry says, I'm tracking Dawn, building up a gradient of colors or the same color to add depth by layering.
Yes. Whereas when I first started painting, I would literally just take, that same idea and just go as, take my paint and instead of trying to go thin, I'm like, just pack that paint on there. There you go. One coat covers everything.
That's my style.
Well, the problem with that is these models have so many details. Ty, you may need to focus and zoom on this one. I'm not sure. These models have so many tiny details. See if you can zoom in where my paintbrush is pointing. Give us a second to adjust our camera here.
Yeah, it won't go.
But you can see these little spikes over here. And in between these spikes and these spikes, there's actually little tiny bumps. You can see them pulling my paintbrush apart.
Yeah.
If I went that thick on that area, all of those bumps get layered into the paint itself. So those bumps just go away. But don't do that. I mean, these modelers take so much time to do so many amazing little details. Like you can see when I tilt, you can see the ridges here in the wing. If I just slap as much paint on it as I can in one go, I lose all of those little ridges. Which, I mean, the model's still going to look cool because it's a big badass demon.
Yeah, PT Lowry says, been there, learned from that. Took me a while to learn, then to win with paints.
Yep. And that's why I've got the, well, that was a pretty noise.
Thank you for subscribing, Papa.
Thank you. You want to zoom back out, babe? So that's why I like this water bucket, because what I have going on here is this big mess, right? But I've got clean water here, slightly not clean water here, and this is where I wash my brushes. So that as I need to thin out my white paint, I can pull from this section, and I only pull from this section. When I'm doing another color that's slightly darker, I pull from this section, and then this is just where I wash everything. It also doesn't hurt to have like a little plastic cup off to the side of water that you can just pour into your spot, you know. Excuse me.
Me too.
Oh. So, yeah. But that's his lava base, which is completed. We finished that one last time.
Our makeup day on Wednesday.
Yep. So that was finished last time. And then he just sits just like that.
PT Larry asked, and you're using a ceramic plate as a wet palette? Neat. I saw a guy using a ceramic kitchen palette.
Gosh, that one got me bad. No, it's
Hello, Lashigu.
Hi, Lashiko.
I saw a guy using a ceramic kitchen tile as one, as long as it works, right?
This is actually a paper plate from Walmart. It was the Halloween set, like 98 cents for 8 plates.
I think
so.
Cora picked it up one day as they were about to leave work.
So I actually use a lot of different things.
Halloween sale, yes.
I use a lot of different things as palettes. This actually, my paint bucket came with a lid that I use as a palette as well. The lid sits on there, and I just use it as a palette. I actually 95% of the time I'm blending and doing things on my paper towel. So I'm putting my paint on one thing, and you can see I kind of blend on my palette. I blend on my paper towel.
You blend on your hand.
I blend on my hand. See, there's a reason I wear gloves, because I paint on my hands. Whether the gloves there or not, I'm going to usually end up putting paint on my hand. One of my favorite things to do to thin my brush out is I'll cock my finger back like that, and I'll run my paintbrush through the crook of my finger. Because my fingers go back pretty far. They all do. So I'll do that a lot. Excuse me. I have those cheap little palettes. It's right there. Cheap little palettes where you buy like a set of 10 of
Like a
these.
stack of them, right?
Like you get a crap ton of these at Walmart or Amazon. They're super cheap. They're flexible. They dye. Usually what I do is I literally will scratch my paint off. And I'll do this 50 gazillion times, and then it gets to a point where it's so thick, I'm like, I can't get it off of there anymore. And then I pitch it and buy a new set.
P.T. Lowry says, I do the palm of the hand by the pinky. When you kind of close to your palm, makes a good little crease.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, I've done that too. The thing that I've never done is the licking of the paintbrush. I see so many people do it. It's so weird to me. I can't.
I don't know why it's so. We've watched them do it on YouTube and stuff like that, and it's disturbing to me. I'm like,
I think it was Cora and I were both watching something, and we were literally at the exact same moment. He moved to his mouth, and Cora and I both went, no! At the same time, because we knew what he was going to do. He already had paint on it. I don't get it. I drop these. I put them in my hair. No, I'm never going to put that in my mouth.
Papa says, or P.T. Lowry says, if Citadel made some flavored paint, I could see it taking off.
No.
Especially with those names. You're going to have to do two names then, right? Because one name might be zombie flesh, but then you got to give it a flavor name that people are going to be appealed to, like a candied apple or something.
Papa and I were talking about turbo paint right before we got on the stream. What was that one? It was like something sickness.
Sam Hine says, yeah, no thanks to brush licking.
No, I can't do it. I will walk around, and when I'm done with a brush, I'll just do like this, and then I'm grabbing it. I'm like, I've been sitting here for how long have we been sitting here streaming?
Almost 2 hours. Not
Almost
quite.
2 hours, and I obviously have not washed my hands. I've grabbed paint bottles. I've pinched my nose. I've touched so many surfaces, picked things up off the ground, and my hand has gone on this part of the brush, it's been in my hair. Summoning sickness, that's what it is. Can you imagine the flavor they would put for summoning sickness? Nope. Anyway, there's no way this is going in my mouth.
Probably like a sour lemon flavor or something.
Not gonna happen. So, anyway, I did want to show off. Oh, Ty, you're way too close now. You have to zoom way out now. Because I am still super proud of my little pumpkin stand. I know, it's so much work for him to zoom. It shouldn't be this hard to do.
There might be some tools that I can use.
I'm so proud of my little
Oh, that's it. I can't go anymore.
Okay.
It's all up to you now.
Going for a ride, guys. There we go. So these are the pumpkins I need to paint still. I haven't even started on them yet.
You got the pumpkins, you got the spell effects too.
I've got the spell effects, yes. Would be akin to one of those mystery, the Harry Potter jelly beans.
Oh yeah. Is that some mini flavor
something?
beans?
It's every flavor bean.
Every flavor bean.
And it's what's the name of them? Oh, I can't think of it now.
SKD says, would you suggest using the mini steel balls in the paint bottle for the shake and mix to keep the paint easily
Yes.
mixed and fresh for use?
Absolutely, 100%. Yes, I 100%. And what I liked, that's one of the reasons that I love Army Painter brand, because if you buy a set of bottles, they send you these. I mean, they're just BBs, so you can just buy them. You don't have to buy the steel balls made for paint, but they're really great. I actually use, yes, I was gonna say I like to use two of them, especially in Citadel, because the Citadel brand will. I hate their pods. Their paints are great. I hate their pods.
Yeah, and PT Lowry's adding two,
Um,
1 to 2.
Yeah, I like to put one to two bottles in per bottle. Really, really works very, very well. I find that the Reaper brand bottles tend to get clogged in the nozzle. I don't have that issue with Army Painter brand. I love Army Painter brand.
Sam Hain says, I myself use mixing balls for really sticky pigments like some of the Citadel contrast paints.
Yep.
And PT Lowry says, I've karate chopped more than my fair share of GW pots off my desk. And they agree 100% Reapers do clog a lot.
Null oil.
What's that?
I've worn more Null oil than I've painted with. Yeah,
I'm going to sneak in my share real quick because this. Wait, was this the right? Order
These-
Immortal? Order Immortal?
English?
It's not though. Order Immortalis. That the one that we're talking about that I guess I should look at the post again.
I think so. Like, here's one of the contrast paints. You can see this bottom layer. I haven't put any of the steel balls in here, and I'm shaking the ever-living crap out of it, and it's not happening. You can see that it needs to be mixed really, really well. And that's one of those, here they are. Another thing I keep handy is just sticks.
Yeah, I
Coffee
use a lot of
stirrers
those.
work really well too.
I use a lot of those for the resin that I use on our coasters.
Yeah, it's really good to get in there and mix. But yes, I highly recommend those BBs. They work really, really well.
All right, I'm going to share this while you're sort of shifting. Wow, that was blobby looking.
Yeah. Well, this is that folk art. I mean, this is just cheap craft paint.
Uh-huh.
I care more about the color of the paint that I need than the brand of paint I need. I definitely have preferences. Army Painter is definitely my Vallejo was my go-to forever. This one's getting old on me. But Army Painters really kind of come into my favorite really quickly. This one's like completely clogged.
I got some stuff I got to catch up on
Yes,
here. SKD asks, so you like Army paint? So you like Army? What do you think of Vallejo?
Love Vallejo's pigments. So like I said, Vallejo really was my number one, my favorite. It was, I love them, but my favorite thing about them was the fact that I could take their pigments are so strong. It didn't matter how much I watered something down in order to get my thin coat. I could still get that really strong color, even though my paint was way thin. I love how strong their pigments are. I don't find that to be true with Reaper. The more I water something down, it almost like it's like the water is lightening the color, and water shouldn't do that, you know. Water should be just thinning it, and that's it. So Vallejo is definitely way up there. I didn't have as much experience with Army Painters, and then I started buying some Army Painter because it had the color I needed. I'm like, ooh, it's a really nice bottle. Ooh, that's a really nice color. Ooh, that's a really nice pigment. So I've just recently started kind of going into the army painters, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it.
P.T. Lowry says, I have a bottle of unopened Knoll Oil gloss. One day I'll sell it for $1 billion. Sam Hain says, I've spilled a bottle of Knoll Oil before. Lesson learned. I purchased a vortex mixer and placing mix balls inside the pots for the contrast paints. Works wonders.
Yeah, I've watching Gareth stream alone makes me want a vortex mixer. Just so I can do his awkward stare.
The impenetrable stare.
Because it's so funny because he literally will start painting and he'll go over and he's like doing this and doing that, and then he goes to mix, and as he sets it on the vortex mixer, you hear it, and then he just stares into the camera. It's like, you're staring into my soul. You're freaking me out, man.
P.T. Lowry says, Reapers tend to get chalky a little.
Yeah.
Mixer goes brrrr.
Yep.
SKD says, would you suggest getting effects paints or make your own?
Okay.
Oh, and Sam Hain's asking, no primer on the pumpkins?
No, actually, with the resin, I don't need to prime.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot, how you don't really base coat on those. You still base coat your Reapers and stuff, I guess, but...
Yes, on my Reaper, especially my plastic minis, and plastic and metal, I always do it. But on resin, it holds on to the paint. I don't need to. And then there was another question.
Yes, would you suggest getting effects paints or make your own?
So it depends on the effect that I am going for, to whether or not I'm going to do my own. You know what I mean? Blood of the Blood Gods. No better way to do blood than Blood of the Blood Gods. I'm going to buy that paint every single time I need blood. I'm going to buy that one. I love it. I was originally buying textured paint. Yeah. Textured paint from like Citadel. This one is Astro Granite Debris. Basically what it is sand mixed with gray paint. I'm just going to mix some gray with some sand and do it that way. I'm not going to buy this again.
Sam Hain definitely agrees with the Blood for the Blood God. The popular one. Lots of people talk about that.
Dry brush. Citadel has their line of, this is a dry brush paint, which just means my paint's going to dry out thicker. So I'm just going to take any color that I want and dry brush with it. I don't need a dry brush paint because most of them, like I've been throwing away them as I find them. I don't think I even have any in here with me right now. When I first started painting, I was, I would buy this for this, I would buy all the technicals, the gemstone technical. It does what it says it does, and it's worth buying. The textured paints, most of them are just sand mixed with a color. I can just do that without it. The washes, I tend to like the washes and the inks because they're nice tones. They're really nice colors, but you can make your own by simply thinning out the paint you want to use.
Sam Hain says, I do sometimes use regular paint for dry brushing, but do find the Citadel dry brush colors to have more pigment and don't have to load the brushes much.
I agree with that, but I find that they dry out faster than I can use them, and they're not cheap. So if I can get one color, one bottle, and use it for my dry brush and my layer, I prefer that. Just because it's funny because I should go through dry brush paint really quickly because that's what I do a lot of is dry brush. But I just
I'm going to
always
share
dries
it.
out on me.
I'm looking at this picture right now and I'm excited about it. For next month for Lord of the Print, this is one thing that we can share. We know we're getting. I don't even know if this guy has a name yet. I don't see a name on here other than maybe this is his name. I don't know if it's share it instead of just talking about it. This
Yes, that
Order
guy.
Immortalis, and I don't know if that's the group
That's
he's
going to be
in,
the group.
or okay.
Yes.
And that looks fun as hell.
Yes. Yeah, that's the only release picture we've gotten so far.
Yeah, I don't know what this bottom's really going to be like. Obviously, this is stylized, or maybe this is going to drip over a plain base. I don't know.
Yeah, he does some really interesting things with his bases, so I have a feeling it's going to be dripping over like that. And the way he's got it pulled down, those... Am I getting close to the mic or something?
Why?
I don't know, what you looked like you really...
No, I was myself. I went up,
Oh.
and you're still talking about the bottom. Go ahead.
So the way he's got multiple points coming down, that might actually balance to where it's spiked up on those pieces and still balanced like that.
Wow.
He's-
That means it's got to run. Hope you guys have a nice stream. We have had
You
a nice
too,
stream.
yeah.
Thanks for hanging out.
I'm kind of goofing off now. We got Cerberus all finished up, but I want to get some pumpkins painted. At least started.
So yeah, I'm excited about this. I like the way this is colored in this rendering too. It's pretty
Yeah.
neat.
He does some pretty good color renders. Well, I say he, but it's a team, so
Lord of the Print is a team.
yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. So that's all we've got to share for those, but a little practice for our tabletop pregame show.
Yep.
Should be soonish. We need to have a meeting or two and get some work done, and then we can start doing.
Yeah, get some decisions made.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah.
Hopefully, get everybody pumped up for tabletop gaming on Saturday nights.
Yeah, I'd like to have at least 20 of these guys painted soon, because this is, every order we send out a free decorative base. Well, in October, what I want to do is send out a pumpkin. And I would like to have about 20 or so painted ones, so that about 20 orders get a painted pumpkin, and then the rest get a pumpkin to paint.
And we're doing this size. That is this. The
Yeah,
size
I'd
of
like
this?
to do them this size, because they're...
This is actually larger than our normal pumpkins, obviously.
Yeah, well, and this is an option on our
Uh-huh.
page, is to buy this size. But the ones that are actually the size they were designed for are very small. I don't have any of the small ones up here. Tomorrow I'll make sure I have some of the small ones up here. Speaking of tomorrow. No? Still haven't
Do
thought
I
of
have an-
something?
I mean, I have, but like
What?
one idea. I'm not going to promise this because I want a group of crowd forgers on for this subject, and I think I even teased this within the last month, anyway. But one of the things that
Excuse me.
we haven't quite started developing yet, and it would be kind of cool to crowd forge before we do, is this everlasting storm.
Yes.
Well, it was, excuse me, originally Crowdforge. Somebody threw that idea out there, this storm that's ongoing. Now we've got a place for it. The thing is with the storm, though, is there's a whole ecosystem within it. And even though
Right.
the storm travels around this big section of the plane on Cathar, it's got its own environment in there, things that just stay in the storm. So
The storm
want to
will
build
arrive.
up because obviously we've just moved to the weekends. We've lost some folks. Once we build up, I'd really like to crowd forge that storm and see what sort of creatures, people, and environmental things that people would like to see in something like that.
Yeah.
But I think we need a handful of people to enjoy that one.
I don't
If we happen to
disagree.
have like 5 or 6 crowd forgers on tomorrow, then absolutely, I'll tell you right now, that's what we'll go to.
Okay.
I'll take advantage of having people to push some brain power into that idea.
Oops, sorry.
That's me holding my arms up on the shelves. But otherwise, I'm not sure yet. Wednesday, our makeup day from last Sunday, we
Mhm.
crowd forged a new mining town. That was actually great.
Yeah.
They're essentially mining volcanic ash and fulgurite, same area, to make a super lightweight concrete material. That's going to be fun in story. I know it seems like a boring thing, but that's the stuff that can add drama to stories for sure.
Yeah.
For anybody that is new and doesn't know what the hell we're talking about right now, Sundays while doing paints, we crowd forged the plane is what we call it right now, and it's essentially this Earth colonized, supermassive exoplanet. 3,000 years after a cataclysm basically dropped them back into the Stone Age. They're sort of catching up to like our Victorian era, Old West days.
Yeah.
But there's giant creatures and huge. This planet's so big that the plane that we talk about takes 20 years to walk from one edge to the other. So we crowd forge it with viewers, which is essentially we're working together to throw stuff at the wall, and if we like those things, they're going to get developed first for short stories, and then we're going to skin an as of yet undetermined open license tabletop game. Which reminds me, anybody that's on right now, if you've played Fate, I am interested to know what people's opinion of Fate. As long as I've played tabletop role playing, I've never played Fate.
Yeah. I have not either.
Anyway, that's crowd forging. That's what we do. It's sort of like crowdfunding, but instead of you opening up your wallet, you just tell us what ideas you like, what kind of candy you want to eat, and then we'll see if we can make the sweetness for you.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Sure.
So if anybody watching wants to do that, we'll be back again tomorrow, 11 a.m. We'll be crowd forging something. Don't know what yet. We have enough people. We will definitely talk about that storm.
Yeah.
But I'm going to hold that one back until, like I said, we got 5 or 6 people at least that want to out and pitch on that one.
And I have a few different things that I've wanted to paint sitting off to the side. I may work on these spell effects. I may work on my druid standing over there. Come here, lady. A big druid lady over here. May work on my spell effects. I may work on those. I've got 2 mimics sitting over here. Or I may just keep working on pumpkins. I've got plenty to pick from, that's for sure. But I do have a few ideas for what I'm going to paint.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things just sitting right here, huh?
Yeah. I would like to finish one full set of the spell effects. I may focus in on that. But we
I guess
are
the music
hoping...
stopped. I forgot to even pay attention to that. My apologies.
I thought you stopped it because we were doing the preview stuff.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're newer, so I think they just in their library. Excuse me. All right, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. We are hoping too that before I don't think it's going to happen this weekend, but I'm hoping by next week, by early next week, we are releasing our first um, resin resin print on YouTube.
Yeah, I think we could pull it up. Did you mention we're getting a new camera too?
No, I didn't. That's where I was going with that conversation about the camera falling over. So that actually should be here.
Yeah, I think we got off that one. So we got the phone we're going to try to use for some stuff. That's what you just tested on the embroidery machine.
Yeah.
Then we have a
But
new
definitely that phone is a decent enough phone. The camera looks great. The issue is that it dies so fast.
Yeah, and I don't know if we can maybe
And-
plug that guy in to help out with that
Well,
too.
That's what I was trying with one thing I was doing. I had it plugged in, and it like just kept going to sleep because it was plugged in, and I'm gonna go to sleep and charge. I'm like, don't be a stupid head.
Sorry, Halloween month is coming.
You're a jerk.
I'm excited.
He's a jerk.
That's true as well. With what you were saying.
I don't know what the hell I was saying. You're such an asshole.
Oh, that's what I get. Laugh really hard now. I got a cough really.
Yeah. I think that's the worst part of this cough is
This won't go away.
it just won't go away, and like laughing really just kicks it in. And I find that my voice goes away. Like we'll get off stream and I'll say 3 or 4 more sentences and then I'll have no voice for like 3 hours. And it's not hurting, it's just excuse me. It's just crackly and crap. They're so cute.
Yes. Devilishly cute.
I keep like there it is. They're super simple to paint. I'm trying to like sit here and rack my brain and make my decision, and I just don't know. 'Cause I also have that cardboard knight that I really want to paint badly from Mini Monster Mayhem.
Bag on their, is it a bag on their head or a
No,
box?
they are made of cardboard. They have a
Oh.
cardboard shield. They have a cardboard sword.
I thought it was a person in a suit like that.
I mean, it may be, but you can't see anything but the cardboard.
That's true.
They even have
It's
a
pretty neat.
cardboard stand. So I really want to paint that.
Every time I look at it, I don't know if anybody remembers the Unknown comic. He's in 90s. I think that was what he was called. The Unknown comic had the paper bag on his head. That's what I imagine if he were a knight. That's what he'd be dressed up like in the boxes and
Yeah.
stuff.
But I mean, like, I really want to paint it, but I also don't know that it would be super interesting for anybody to watch me paint brown all over everything.
I mean, might be kind of.
Okay. Well, I'll have it sitting here, and if I decide that's what I'm painting, then I'll paint it tomorrow. Because at least that way, you know, we've got other things happening besides just that.
Yeah, I guess we're not alone in nobody's mentioning that they played Fate before, so a lot of people have not. We got to keep that in mind too. I want whatever we choose to put the skin on to be really simple.
Yeah.
That at least an experienced GM and just pick it up really quickly. No, that's why I really think it's probably not going to be. I mean, there's other reasons, but probably not going to be like 5e.
Yeah, not super simple.
Well, it's also that it wouldn't be super simple for us to buy that skin. And I love 5e. Works wonderful. Yeah. Could be a lot of work on us and on new people, certainly, to
Yeah.
get into it.
As a support.
I mean, obviously, there are a lot of people that play it too, though. So for players, GMs, I guess, a lot of people might want it to be 5e style. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that we've got to figure.
But so far, Fate, I'm looking at it, it's the way that it works. A lot of the things would just be in place. Just need to add a couple of our own systems. Oh, that's nice.
Another really handy tool to have around, which I used them all up, is a Q-tip. I'm going to use a clean brush at the moment.
Get you a Q-tip.
But you see how I can, yeah, if you wouldn't mind, I can use it to kind of blend away my sharp edges. So that I just have that area. But Q-tips work really well for that. Thank you, good sir.
Thank you for lying to everybody and saying I'm good.
Well, you're sweet, if nothing else. What was that?
The table with my cup.
Oh. Yeah, I think I'm going to have some coffee. He keeps getting up and getting coffee, and I can smell it. It smells really good. I haven't had any. A couple of days, actually. Which is not uncommon for me. I like go through these spurts of all I drink is coffee for 3 days straight, and then I don't have it for a week. We might finish up the details. Ow! Man, that one's got sharp teeth. Might finish up the details on these guys tomorrow. Because I still need to do their eyeballs and their inside of the mouth. You know what I should have done was get some more of that iced coffee.
There's a, I don't know, whatever that is in the fridge that Cora picked up.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know if it's any good anymore.
Oh, I can check.
Because I mean, I'm not going to have it now. I'm almost done. I'm just saying because, like, it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But then we all started not feeling great.
Huh.
Just kind of stopped drinking it.
It is working well.
And, like, you can even wet. Like, I just wet one side, and I can kind of wash away a spot so that I can kind of...
Keep those high parts clean.
Yep. Except oh, nope, I just peeled that completely off. And that's why we like clear coats.
Oh, you peeled your orange back off.
Mm-hmm. Because once I clear coat, that won't happen. But it is a water-based paint. That I'm using water on. That's what I was just saying was, like, I'm thinking what I'm going to start my day tomorrow with is finishing the details on these guys.
Yeah.
Because I need to do their teeth and their eyes. And I think what I want to do is put an actual eyeball on each one of them, not just like a big white, cataract sort of eye. I mean,
White
I
is
might
fun.
actually, huh?
It is fun though. White out eye.
Well, yeah, but that's what I was just saying was I might do like this guy looks grumpy as hell, so maybe he'll have cataracts, and then this guy is all smiley, so maybe he'll have an eyeball. And then I have one over there that's got a big open eye that we don't even have on a stick. But you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of have different effects for different ones. Which means I'm not doing that today.
Oh, I love this time of year. Which is why we celebrated the whole month of October. Well, I guess that's not fair. Which is why we start celebrating it the last week of September. And then I complain about it being done in the first week of November. I think last year I even kept our Halloween layout through the first week of November. I think so.
I think so, yeah.
I just love it so much.
Yeah, we have more Halloween decorations than we do Christmas decorations.
This is truth.
I mean, I got a tree. What else do I need?
Did you say we should start hanging our Halloween decorations on our Christmas tree?
I mean, we could actually get a Halloween tree. That's a thing.
What? What do you mean that's a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's totally a thing to have a Halloween tree.
That's Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that theme.
They've got it's a Christmas style tree with tinsel tree, black and purple. Some of the branches are black, some.
Mm-hmm.
What tree? Just looks like a big.
All right, I think I am
Oh, they got them upside down.
done with these for now.
Hold on, let me find it. I'm trying to show it to you. I don't know what happened to it. There it is, Dawn.
That is the pumpkins for now. I think we'll finish them up tomorrow.
Up really quickly on the share.
But that's basically what I want to be able to do is get like 20 of these guys done. We have a black Christmas tree for our annual Halloween party. See? It's a thing to have
That's
a
rockin' Lashigu.
Excuse me. So tomorrow, I will have him glued down and I will have him clear coated in matte, so he'll stop being shiny because I absolutely don't want him shiny. But then he'll be glued down and ready to go, and then we will finish up these guys, and then we will start painting something else. Oh, what?
I'm going to share this this
Yes,
Halloween
go ahead.
tree because I'm getting a big kick out of it being upside down.
Speaking of tree,
Isn't that great?
still need to clip the supports off. But
Got like skulls and stuff. Hold on, Dawn. I'll show you a little better there.
I'm actually going to clip a support off.
Oh.
Because this is a tree that Ty printed on the filament printer, which I think looks amazing. So I'm going to clip the support off so I can show it looking good. Bless you, baby.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So this is new settings for me. I just finally got around to trying them out. They were suggested to me by Nate the Adventurer when we met at CantCon earlier this year in Kansas City. And yeah, he gave me actually a hut that he had printed with these settings, and I was like, yeah, I gotta try this. That looks really good.
It looked like resin.
I mean, that right there looks similar to resin to me.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
no,
I'm
so-
excited about doing terrain with these settings now.
Yeah, and I love this brown for these trees.
Oh, my cocoa brown.
Yes, because realistically speaking, I could put a few little. And you need to get out of my way. This one. There we go.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things I need to look at settings to maybe reduce the stringing at the top.
Yeah.
And I did another tree, but the support failed.
Yeah, this one.
I'm still not sure why it failed. Everything was in
Right here.
place, but it started stringing up, and then, you know, the branch kind of, like, we can clip that off and probably make it look good, but
Yeah, but because Ty did it in this brown, like once I clean up all this stringing, I could legitimately put a dark brown wash on this and it would be done. But the texture looks great.
the Shigo Game says, we celebrate the annual Halloween mess with our Halloween tree, and people bring presents for a white elephant gift exchange,
Nice.
and people come in costume or ugly sweaters. You know what's funny about this? So the first white elephant party that you and I went to, we were still dating, right? But we were living together.
We were engaged at that point. Yeah.
And
It just showed me we were supposed to be together.
well,
We were meant to be together.
the funny thing about it was, you know, these, you've got your gag gifts, right? Well, one of the gifts was can opener. Well, we're like a young couple, and I don't think we had a can opener,
We didn't have
or
a
we
can
had one
opener
that
yet.
worked like crap or something like that, right? So we were so excited for our white elephant gift, we walked away with a can opener.
Brand new can opener. We were so excited. But the funniest part about that story was he opened a can opener and I opened up a bunch of tuna.
Mhm. I didn't know if I remembered that right. That was
Yep.
I was like, I think I'm just making that
Nope,
up. No,
we-
you really did then.
We absolutely opened things that were perfectly meant to go together. And you know, also being a young couple, we had food for a week. It was kind of awesome.
We had food and we had a way to open it.
It was perfect for us. So all right, so tomorrow I am going to start off by working on finishing up these 4 little pumpkins. Little good babies. That tree looks so good with them. And then I will probably move into spell effects.
Yay.
These 2 ready to start. Then from there, I might move into my cardboard man.
I think that would be fun.
Because
I think that's very
really-
Halloweenish too, to me, because it looks like somebody's homemade costume
I
or
freaking
something.
love him to death. So for me, I love the fact that he is all cardboard, but on the model, it's by Mini Monster Mayhem. These are Dragon Trapper's Lodge. This and this. This is Lost Adventure Company. This is Clyde's Cyanide.
Light cyanide, yep.
Lord of the Prit back there. But no, so the cardboard man is Mini Monster Mayhem, and what I really love about it is like he's literally got a box He's just got different boxes put together all over him, right? But there's actually strips of tape holding the boxes together. You
Yeah,
can
I
see
saw
the
that.
pieces of
Looks
tape.
really good, I think.
So my plan is to also make his sword look like it was made out of duct tape.
She goes with regards to the white elephant. Better than my grandpa, who was a plumber and had a toilet wax ring he gave as a gift.
That's freaking
I used to do
awesome.
tile setting, so I would have been like, that's funny. And then I would have had, I'd have used it
Yeah.
for somebody's bathroom tile.
That's awesome. All right, so we are going to go and we're going to eat lunch. I think that's a good
I
plan.
haven't eaten yet.
Then we're going to start packing orders.
Take a nap.
Bye, guys.
See you.